Hello, welcome to the video. In this video I'm going to be explaining digestive enzymes and where they're produced. Now, what is a digestive enzyme? Now obviously we take in food in the meals that we eat, and the food needs to be broken down and then absorbed into our blood so that we can use it. So look at my very simple diagram here. We have, imagine this side is the small intestine, this is the bloodstream, and we need to get our food molecules into our bloodstream so we can use them. And here, this just represents the wall of the small intestine, and you can see very small holes. Okay. Now, large food molecules are too big to fit through. Okay, so let's imagine this is the starch molecule. Now, starch is a long chain of glucose molecules joined together. That cannot fit through the gaps as it's too big. So what we need is enzymes that break this down, get rid of the bonds, and leave us with glucose that can then be absorbed into our blood. Okay? Now there are a few molecules we need to know, and there are some enzymes we need to know the function of. Okay? So the main food molecules we need to know are starch, protein, and fats, or lipids. Okay? Lipids is more scientific, so it's worth knowing that. Okay? So starch can be broken down to form sugar, glucose. Technically it forms maltose, but don't worry about that. Glucose is fine for our intents here. Now, starch is broken down to form glucose, and the enzyme that does that is an enzyme called amylase. Amylase, you could remember it as amylase, that's the way it's spelt. So that enzyme breaks down a long starch molecule into glucose. Protein. Protein gets broken down into amino acids. And as you know, amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. And protein is broken down by an enzyme called protease. So protein broken down by an enzyme called protease, fairly easy to remember. And fats or lipids are broken down into two different molecules, fatty acids and glycerol. You need to know these. Okay? Now these fats and lipids are broken down by an enzyme called lipase, which is why I think it helps to remember it as lipids rather than fats, because lipids, lipase. Okay? So those are our three digestive enzymes that we need to know. And the reason we need to break these down is to absorb these into our bloodstream so we can use them. So for example, the glucose could be used in respiration, amino acids can be used by our cells to build proteins, and so on. Okay. We also need to know where they're produced. So there are four different parts of the body where they could be produced: salivary gland, stomach, small intestine, or pancreas. Okay? So amylase is produced in the salivary glands, the small intestine, and the pancreas. So in three of those places, but not produced in the stomach. Okay. Lipase is produced in the small intestine and the pancreas, but not the stomach or the salivary gland. And protease, the one that breaks down protein, is produced in the stomach, small intestine, and pancreas. Okay. So, if they ask you, whereabouts is so-and-so enzyme produced, the safest bet is always to say pancreas, because it produces all three of them. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter @Rushcliffe Bio. Thank you very much.